Thank you for joining us this morning at the Early Learning Center. Before we get started, I want to welcome Mayor Houston, Sarah Graham of the Greater Springfield Chamber of Commerce, Superintendent Lemming, Miss Ivy from here at the Early Learning Center, Tiffany Simmons from Community Child Care Connections, and of course the members of the media and our friends who have joined us this morning. 1 year ago, the 92nd Street Y and the United Nations Foundation, joined by the nation's largest charitable organizations, including United Way, set forth to create a National Day of Giving. And they called this National Day of Giving, Giving Tuesday, to coincide with the Thanksgiving holiday. Today we're gathered here at the Early Learning Center to recognize this National Day of Giving and to draw attention to the early childhood education programs here in our community. Programs that are being run at places such as the Early Learning Center. We're also here to call upon our community, including business leaders, to come together on Giving Tuesday to support early childhood education and nonprofit programs working to make Springfield and all of Sangamon County a better place to live, work, and raise children. With that in mind, I'd like to welcome Miss Alice Ivy Wilson up to the podium, and she is from the Early Learning Center, and she's going to share a little bit about this wonderful facility and the important work being done by the dedicated staff here.
Good morning. My name is Elise Ivy, and I'm a parent educator here at the Early Learning Center. Here at the Early Learning Center, our mission is to help children and their families acquire the skills necessary to be successful in school. At the Early Learning Center, we serve over 700 children. The ELC is accredited by the National Association for the Education of Young Children. This accreditation is based partly on curriculum, teaching, families, and community relationships, just to name a few. Preparing our children for a lifetime of learning requires teaching many skills. One of the skills at the Early Learning Center and our parents can provide for our children is to create an excitement for reading. Reading allows children to increase their vocabularies, use their imagination to explore people, areas, times, and events beyond their own recognition. As a parent educator, I have come to appreciate the valuable resources in our community and here at the Early Learning Center that have been provided. One of those valuable resources that we have is the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, an early childhood literacy program that provides over 31,000 books for children in our community just this year, including those here at the Early Learning Center. This year alone, we enrolled over 300 new students into the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, as well as 80 to 90 children birthed to 3 from our Parents as Teachers program. We have seen firsthand the value such programs have here in our community. For those partners who have joined us here today, we thank you for this continued commitment to our community as well as to our children here at the Early Learning Center. And with that, I would like to welcome Superintendent Bob Lemming. Thank you.
Welcome to the Early Learning Center. And let me begin by expressing my belief and appreciation to Elise, who's done a remarkable job of pulling together this program that we're celebrating today, raising money for today, bringing focus to today, going forward to Giving Tuesday. Elise has done a great job, and she's to be commended. And also Jill Grove, the principal, who I know encourages these folks to work hard for the education of our little ones. My belief really is that we always talk about closing the achievement gap, and not only in Springfield and Illinois, but across this nation. And we're standing in the solution, or at least one of what I believe is the answer to closing the achievement gap. Early learning, early childhood education is critical to the answer going forward, and how we educate all of our people in this country to be prepared for their life and their careers and being contributing citizens to society. So pleasure and honor for me to join this celebration today and bring recognition and focus to this program that Elise and others have brought forward, and also to thank the United Way for working and partnering with District 186 in many of our programs. We couldn't do it without the United Way and all the contributors to the United Way. And then lastly, this facility that we're in, the district and the taxpayers, the citizens of Springfield should be very proud of. I wish we had one of these in all four corners of Springfield so that every child from the ages, pre-K, 3 and 4 year olds, and maybe someday even younger, would be able to have some more assurance on how to be better prepared for kindergarten and as they enter into school. So we have a lot to be proud of in District 186, and this is one of our crown jewels. And with that, I'd like to introduce the Mayor of Springfield, Mike Houston.
Well, first of all, I would just like to echo Superintendent Lemming's comments about this particular facility. As a parent and a grandparent, one of the things I realize is just how important it is to start children off at a very early age in terms of getting them to appreciate reading. I did it with both my daughters, who are adults now, and I'm doing it with my granddaughter, who happens to be in kindergarten right now and is already an avid reader, because I think that early reading is really laying the groundwork for future educational success. And I think that the facility that we have here is really outstanding. I mean, this is not my first visit to this particular facility, and they really do an outstanding job. And I would just echo the superintendent's comment that it would be nice to have one of these facilities in each of the quadrants of our community, because it would go a very long way to solving the educational problems and gap that we not only have in this community, but literally all over this country. You know, it's a pleasure for me to join with education, nonprofit, and business leaders today to kick off the season of giving and to raise awareness of the importance of community partnerships in strengthening education. I don't know about you, but this past weekend was truly another memorable one for me and my family. We gave thanks on Thanksgiving and spent time as a family, shopped on Black Friday and Small Business Saturday. Today is Cyber Monday, and tomorrow is the day to remember the true meaning of the holiday season. Let's not forget the true meaning of the holiday season: to give thanks to God and to be thankful for all that we have. It is therefore appropriate that this is a time to remember and help the less fortunate in our community and to focus on the future of our children. In the spirit of the holiday season, I am proud to join communities, businesses, and charities across the nation in proclaiming December 3rd, Giving Tuesday, as a day of giving in our community to kick off the season of giving. Just as we encourage everyone in our community to buy local on Small Business Saturday, we encourage our community to remember those local organizations helping those who are less fortunate, and those programs working to build a stronger community through strengthening educational programs for our children. Today, I call upon our residents to rally behind our local nonprofit organizations, including member agencies of the United Way, partnerships such as the partnership between United Way, Community Child Care Connection, and our local preschool providers. And at this time, I'm very happy to introduce Sarah Graham, who is the Communications Director for the Greater Springfield Chamber of Commerce, who is here representing our local business community. Sarah?
Thank you, Mayor Houston. As a representative of the Greater Springfield Chamber of Commerce, we are pleased to join the city, Springfield Public Schools, United Way, and Community Child Care Connections and area preschools in a call to action to our community on Giving Tuesday. The success of our economy relies not only on our ability to attract new and quality businesses to our community, it also rests in our ability to strengthen local charities, protect the most vulnerable in our society, and commit to the education of children in Sangamon County. The Chamber has long been a partner of education in Sangamon County through our workforce and education initiatives, including the Continuum of Learning. Part of these initiatives, we have identified early childhood education as a focus area, and programs such as the Early Learning Center and Dolly Parton's Imagination Library play a very important role in strengthening early childhood education in our community. Today, we ask local business leadership to join our efforts on Giving Tuesday by encouraging their employees and clients to support local charities and education programs throughout the holiday season and throughout the year. One program specifically is the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, which is brought to you by United Way of Central Illinois and Community Child Care Connection. And at this time, I would like to welcome Tiffany Simmons, the Executive Director of Community Child Care Connections, to the podium.
I am Tiffany Simmons, the Executive Director at Community Child Care Connection, but I stand here today representing all of the partners in the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, the United Way of Central Illinois, and many of our local preschools, daycare centers, and early childhood professionals who all care so much about the children throughout our community. I'd like to take a moment to say thank you to Mayor Houston, Ms. Graham of the Greater Springfield Chamber of Commerce, Superintendent Lemming, and Ms. Wilson from the District 186 for joining us today. I'm humbled and honored to be standing here and joining you as we celebrate this today. A little more than 2 years ago, United Way of Central Illinois, in partnership with Community Child Care Connection, introduced an important program to our community designed to better prepare our children for a lifetime of learning. That program, Dolly Parton Imagination Library, is an early childhood literacy program designed to improve preschool reading skills, to instill a love of learning in all children, our youngest learners, and to bring families closer together. Imagination Library provides one free monthly age-appropriate book to children under the age of 5 living in Sangamon County. Children enrolled in the Dolly Parton Imagination Library receive a new book each and every month until their 5th birthday. The book is mailed directly to the child's home, and now I speak to you as a mother of 2 beautiful children who've both taken advantage of this program and been enrolled in it. And there are no words to describe the excitement that they felt when they went to the mailbox and they saw that their gift. It led to hours of reading and hours of imaginative play for our whole family. Today, more than 3,800 children throughout our community have enrolled in this program. And this year alone, United Way and Community Child Care Connection have provided more than 31,000 books to children throughout the community. Yet maintaining and growing the Dolly Parton Imagination Library comes at a substantial cost. The program, which is currently funded outside of United Way's annual campaign, was originally seeded through a very generous donation from Shields and subsequent grant funding through the foundation of a national corporation. Last month, however, we learned that the foundation providing that grant funding for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library has changed its focus area for its funding. They are no longer funding early childhood education programs, but are now addressing high school academics. As a result, we stand before you today with the unfortunate news that this program has only 3 months of funding remaining. Although United Way and Community Child Care Connection are working on alternatives to extend the program beyond 3 months for those currently enrolled, without the help of business owners, leaders, and individuals throughout our community, the program will be capped and will potentially end. With this in mind, today, United Way of Central Illinois, Community Child Care Connection, and several local early childhood programs come together to announce the kickoff of a month-long holiday campaign to coincide with Giving Tuesday, to raise funding to maintain and to grow the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. Giving Tuesday, a national day of giving, came about from a desire to bring together individuals, nonprofits, community, and business leaders to work together to strengthen local communities. And I tell you today that Dolly Parton Imagination Library is certainly a program which offers that very opportunity. When we support programs which focus on early childhood literacy, we create opportunities for our children by better preparing them for a lifetime of learning. A child who enters school ready to learn is more likely to graduate, more likely to pursue higher education, and more likely to become a productive, contributing member to our society. With our holiday campaign kickoff today and a push to raise awareness tomorrow, Giving Tuesday, we can come together to strengthen education in our community and provide our young learners with endless opportunity. During the campaign, we are encouraging individuals to consider sponsoring a child for a year with a gift of $25. A $25 gift will provide a child in our community with a full year of books. We're also introducing ways that our business community can come together and sponsor a local program benefiting thousands of children throughout our community. Just as we would encourage individuals to shop locally on Small Business Saturday, we would encourage the community to give locally on Giving Tuesday and give the gift of reading to children in our community. We encourage the public to visit www.springfieldunitedway.org and become our partner in ensuring that children are offered the gift of reading and a jump start to their own journey towards a lifetime of learning. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today.